Significant figures. Now, when we discuss significant figures in science, basically, we're having a conversation about which one of the numbers actually have some meaning to them. Now, there's some rules that we follow. There are 4 rules to significant figures that we are going to follow. Rule number 1 deals with all non-zero digits, and all of these are significant. I'm going to list them all. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you seeing a pattern here? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All of these numbers are significant. If you take a look, rule number 1 deals with all non-zero digits, and rules 2, 3, and 4 all happen to deal with zeros. Zeros, zeros, and zeros. So let's move on to rule number 2. All zeros occurring between non-zero digits are significant. And I make the joke that these are kind of like number Oreos. Okay? Now, I hope you know what an Oreo cookie is. It's got a cookie, followed by a cream filling, followed by a cookie. Well, a number Oreo is a non-zero digit, let's say a 1, followed by a cream filling of 0, followed by a non-zero digit cookie, a 6. In this case, that 0 there is significant because it is part of a number Oreo. Rule number 3, all zeros occurring before any non-zero digit in a measurement are not significant because they are simply placeholders. And this is the way that I remember it. If we're talking about placeholders, they are not significant. So for example, in this number, this digit is not significant. Not significant. But it is very important because it signals to everybody that there's a decimal right there. And this number is not significant, and this number is not significant, and this number is not significant, but very important. They are important because it puts the 5 in the correct position, the tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000ths place. And so that number is significant, that number is significant, and that number is significant. These zeros are not significant because they are to the left of a non-zero digit. Rule number 4 says that zeros occurring after non-zero digits are only significant if there is a decimal point present. Now, here is the reason why. When a 0 is a number, it is significant. And the way that you find out whether 0 is a number is by the presence of a decimal point. Decimal. Okay? And so, if I have this number, and here's the reason why. If I look, I have -2. What happens when I add 1 to it? I get -1. What happens when I add 1 to that? I get a 0. 0 actually means something. What happens when I add 1 to that? I get a 1. What happens when I add 1 to that? I get a 2. And in this case, the 0 is a number, and the decimal point tells me so. So for example, if I have 2, 4, 0, 0, currently there's no decimal point, so these zeros don't count. But the split second that I add a decimal point, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sig figs. Okay? When the 0 is a placeholder, See Rule 3.